So finally, the Airlift kit arrived today. Yes, I'm in my pajamas. So we're just gonna. I've been through it all already. I just opened it all up earlier to make sure nothing was damaged. But I'm gonna have a proper look through it all now. I'll just do a quick, as much as I hate to say it, an unboxing video. But so obviously, the tank. I got the what they call the brushed, or essentially just bare aluminium tank. I'm probably going to paint it white. We're definitely going to paint it white, but I'm not going to go crazy and do like a super fancy job on it. Just spray can with the same color code as the car. The, what did they say, 5-quart tank. It's nothing special. I mean, it is what it is. It's a tank, big deal. Still haven't decided whether it would be fit, say, like upside down, like I mounted that way, underneath the I guess the parcel shelf area, or else just flat. I don't really want to do a big, like fancy boot build with like a wooden floor and all that kind of stuff. The more common stuff you see. A, because it's been done 400 million times, and B, like I said in the other video, I kind of want to keep it all fairly kind of OE looking. So now if that turns out to be the way that's less of a headache to do it, then I'll do it, but I would rather not, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Well, that's the tank. It's just a tank, nothing special. This is front shocks. The kit, as I saw when I downloaded the owner's manual instructions off the website, it's for 92 to 00 Civics, 94 to 01 Integras, 93 to 97 Del Sols, 92 to 95 CRXs, and 90 to 97 Accords. There's a lot of stuff in this about how you need to trim upper control arms, and they make you drill, or say that you recommend you should drill holes in the firewall in the shock tower to run some of the lines. I'm going to try my very, very best not to do that, because I don't want to start drilling holes and chopping shit up and stuff like that. But again, if we have to, I will, but we'll burn that bridge when we get there. So when I ordered the kit, maybe a week or so after I ordered it, I got an email from Driftworks saying, it was a forwarded email from Airlift, they saying that some of the parts were back ordered. I can assume it was these front shocks, because as I said, I've already looked in the boxes. The black shocks look, I see, it sounds a bit older, the finish is different. These are kind of like I guess a gunmetal sort of colour, or medium grey kind of colour. The other ones are just, they look kind of cheapy black. But that's the front shock. They say that in the engine bay, or in the shock tower, that you need to drill a little hole for that, and that because the edge of the shock tower would be right there, pretty much flush, and then your control arm, upper control arm, is bolted either side of that. So you're supposed to drill, however big that is, about 12 or 15 mil of a hole in the shock tower to bring the line out into the engine bay, and then whatever way you're going to run it. But I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try and find another way to make it work. That'll be kind of last resort. But overall, it's cool. It is what it is. It's an airbag shock. Oh yeah, you also have to use the factory top mounts that will sit over this, the rubber top mount, and you have to trim a little square for the fitting there. But what I might do, I still have really cheap coilovers in the car. I might pull the top mount off that and see if I can make it work on this instead of chopping up the factory ones, because I've got like 4 sets of shocks and springs for it. But that's the front bags. It's nothing special. Again, I hope these things go like really, really low, to the point where it's essentially sitting on the chassis, but we'll see now how it goes. That's the front. Not that it makes any difference, but they pack it really well, but I guess they should do for the price of the whole kit. Should at the very least pack it nicely. And obviously, rear, more instructions again. The rear instructions seem to be specific to the Accord, and again, I downloaded that off their website. It didn't seem to be, like, the text in it seems specific to the Accord, but the pictures none of it looks familiar at all. So unless now the picture on the front here is of a coupe as opposed to a 4-door, so maybe the 4-door is different than the coupe, or maybe they just took random photos from some of the other Hondas listed that they apparently fit. The back, again, is nothing too crazy. They do give you new hardware, I guess, which is nice. How much of it you'll need to use, I don't know. We'll find that out when we're doing it. This is one of my biggest fears when I bought it, was that it would be the wrong, like these are the fork type at the back, that for some reason with my fucking luck that they'd be wrong. But again, as you can see, they are a different colour for whatever reason than the front ones, the body of it there. So maybe one of them was back ordered, so I don't know if this is the old type, the other one is the old type, I have no idea. But what is cool about it, it gives you right there on the front of the shop a little adjustable Johnny here for your dampening, which is pretty cool. So not only do you get ride heights, but you get dampening as well. It also has, I don't know what the fuck these are supposed to be. I guess I can only assume that they're in place of the standard top mount. It's literally just a chunk of rubber with a fucking hole drilled in it, but I guess I'll find that out when I read the instructions. That's all that's in there. I'll just throw that right back in there for a minute, push these out of the way. So that's the front and the back shocks. Again, nothing too spectacular. This has the goodies in it, a lot of goodies. The first box, when I opened it earlier, has a whole lot of stuff in it. This one is all of the lines and some fittings, and I just guess a couple of spares or whatever. I'm not sure how much spare stuff they give you, but so that's got, let's see, it's water trap, a nice little like P-clip kind of thing, bunch of fittings, pressure relief valve, some really ugly self-tapping screws that they expect you to just ram it into the body, I suppose. Well, I went for the 3/8 fittings and lines and so on, as opposed to the 1/4 inch, on the recommendation of my friend Sean, who has had Air in one car and has fitted in a couple of other cars. Apparently the 3/8 lines not only fill up quicker, because obviously there's more volume in it, but also drop quicker as well, more so than the 1/4 inch lines. So I think that's a water trap drain, which I assume is 1/4 inch. It doesn't say it, but it looks like it is. And the difference between them, does it say it on there? Yeah, that is a 1/4 inch. But the difference, like the 3/8 line is very like chunky, like beefy. So they gave you a lot of it. You got any amount of it, loads of it. So I shouldn't have any issues with that. Hopefully I won't like make a mess of any of it and have to order stuff online. But if I do, it's not. I can't imagine it's very expensive. The wire loom, again, really nice piece for just what's just a wire loom, really. Nice big relay. I assume. Oh yeah, the wire loom does come with the these guys for the height sensors if you get the 3H system. So they're just capped off on this. So you could always add that later on, but I have no intention of it. I don't think I really need it. But that'll be getting run down the length of the car. Your power guys, remote wire to, I think that's, yeah, it says it there, it's fused, yeah. Okay, so that'll be a fun one, trying to tidily wire all of that. But patience, I suppose, really. Get there, patience isn't one of my strong points. So, what have we got there? More fittings, some blanking plugs. I'm not sure what maybe it's just a spare bit of hose, or it could be for the, I guess what you call the exhaust, for like if you're airing the car out. How you always hear that super cool psh noise. I guess that's what that one's for. The compressor is really fucking heavy, like a lot heavier than I expected, but I guess I don't know why I didn't think it would be light. But again, that's to get wired along with all the other stuff. I believe you can mount them either that way. I don't want to take it out of the bag now because I don't want to scratch it up, because I might paint that as well, I'm not sure. But you can mount them vertically, or you can put it that way. I'm not really sure. It's really going to depend on potentially how hot it gets, I suppose, whether I might like make it into part of the boot build, or realistically probably try and hide it entirely, because like I said, I don't want it to be like show car fancy pants kind of install, I suppose. And then the last part of the box, or part of the kit, it's weird that it doesn't all come in fancy packaging, it just comes in nondescript round boxes, except for this guy. That's cool. Have I got it upside down? I do. And backways. So this has all of the cool bits, I guess. Oh, there better be a goddamn Airlift sticker in here somewhere. How else are people supposed to know you spent stupid money? Instructions, blah blah blah. Oh, this guy is cool. I was looking at this earlier. My old man was more excited about this arriving today than I was. Yeah, again, I don't want to take it out of the packaging just yet. What's that for? Oh yeah. Okay, but that's the controller. Cool little, so kind of, oh, you can see the reflection of my Christmas tree. The, just standard what you see in all the fancy people's YouTube videos and stuff. It does, I'm not sure how, but I assume it's in here somewhere. You can download the app so you can run it off your phone as well. That would be pretty cool, and that would be a nice way to kind of, like if you were going somewhere, or if you're at a show or something, you could control it from outside the car or whatever. Then this guy is the manifold, which again is way heavier than I was expecting. It's kind of weird because I've watched loads of videos in the last few weeks of people like unboxing their case and going through their case and all that, and it doesn't look like any of the stuff is that heavy or whatever, but I guess it is. So it's the manifold. It's a pretty cool looking piece. I mean, for what it is, it's cool looking for what it is, but it's also the kind of thing that if you want to show it off, I've seen people fit them like with neon lights under them and all this kind of stuff. Again, with the 3/8 fittings on the front, your front left, front right, blah 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 tank, and oh, it is labeled E for exhaust. Yeah, okay, that's a cool piece. I'm not sure, again, probably gonna, realistically, I just want to have the tank kind of be the only thing shown if I can at all. So whether that means building like a false back on the boot, I guess, against the back seats or something, and have the tank forward of that, or maybe try and find a way to put the manifold and the compressor under some kind of false floor or something to that effect. I'm not quite sure yet, but if it turns out to be the kind of thing that looks cool to show it off, then we'll see. That's a nice little guide they give you for cutting the lines. I had read that just cutting them with like a scissors or just a knife or something like that, it's not great because you don't get a particularly clean finish. So you can see that is I guess like angled blade, you'd call it, like 45 degrees or whatever. That cuts it nice and clean apparently, and also looks like a funky stapler. A great way to hurt yourself. Then just, I guess, random extra stuff, fuse holder, bunch of cable ties. Again, they give you really long, ugly fucking self-tapping screws, because I guess they just expect you to screw it into a boot build of some sort. Little heat shrink connectors, couple of washers, random extra little bits. I'm probably not going to order the plug actually for the, what do you call it, the controller as well. I'm not really sure if I'm going to use much of that, because like I said, I want to do it really tidily, or at the very least as tidy as I can. But I won't know to like really get into it. So that's pretty much it. I had kind of had a quick browse through it all earlier, and I noticed that it didn't, no, nothing surprised in there. It didn't come with leader lines. They kind of braided, kind of stainless looking lines like what's coming out of the compressor. So unless they're in one of the boxes with the shocks, but I don't think they are. Just double check real quick. No, definitely not. That's kind of strange. I would have thought it would come with them, but I guess if they want you to, oh wait, what's that? That's this guy. Oh, so that is what they must have just fallen out of that bag. Where's that mad looking rubber thing? Okay, so it essentially is a top mount of sorts. I guess you're supposed to, It'll be in the instructions, and we'll worry about that later. But no, there doesn't appear to be leader lines of any description in it, which is kind of strange. But I guess if they expect you to just drill a hole, also in the back you do need to drill a hole for the fitting as well. Now I'm not too bothered about that because it's not going to be, it's literally just going to go in the boot, behind the panels and straight over to the manifold. It's not going to have much travel in it at all, so I don't mind that too much. But the front one, maybe they don't give you leader lines because they expect you to just run it straight in through the body or through the engine bay or something like that. But it shouldn't be an issue, I guess. I was kind of hoping the bags would be those cool, like what you see on a lot of people's videos with the kind of red anodized fittings and the double bellow bags and stuff like that, but it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. You're never going to be looking at the fucking things anyway, so that's pretty much it. As I said, what was supposed to be a quick unboxing has turned into almost 20 minutes of me talking shit. So I was gonna go at least make a start on fitting in the next week or so, but today's whatever, the 18th or 19th of December, so Christmas is fast approaching. I'm not going to bother because we're supposed to be getting shut down here again. I thought it was the end of January, apparently it's the end of December now, so I've been back to work for the last 3 weeks and it's been crazy busy, so I'll probably just wait for that break if we do get shut down again and start making a couple of videos then again. I did get some other cool stuff last week for the car as well that I might make a separate video for. But that's the unboxing of the Airlift gear. It's cool. Took a little bit longer than I expected just because stuff was back ordered, but as I said, like 2 weeks or 2 days after I ordered it, I ended up having to go back to work anyway. So also for painting the tank, I have a couple of ideas. I know I have like a whopping 3 subscribers, or anyone else that might watch the video or something like that. I've got 2 choices, 3 I guess. Just paint the tank just body colour, just the white, plain, add nothing to it. Or else I saw on a Hoonigan video in the last couple of years, some dude had some kind of old American thing, and it said Oro Blanco on the side of it, which means white gold. And I thought it sounded cool, so I might paint the tank white and then either just make a sticker, or I might paint it on myself in gold, something to that effect. Or else I can't remember how you spell it, but it was essentially the word accord in Spanish, because I'm kind of going for a lowrider sort of theme. So if any of you have a suggestion or what you think sounds cooler, I think I like Oro Blanco. I think sounds cool because it means white gold, the car is white, the wheels is gold, whatever, you know. I think that's probably what it'll be, but let me know your opinions at least anyway. That's about it. I have to tidy all this mess, and peace.